let's react to what exactly some of the most expensive things in the world. What would I guess to be in here? I can't think of much off the top of my head. There'll be some sort of gold, surely, right? There'll be some sort of vault or painting. There'll be something along that line. Let's get
Save
into
$1
it.
billion every
Wow.
single day for your entire life,
moly.
you still wouldn't come close to affording the most expensive thing ever. But to find out
But my question is, like, who makes it that expensive, right?
what that
who
is,
defines
we'll be going on a journey through the most valuable
Because
things in
realistically,
existence,
who's paying that
all
much for some of
starting
these things?
with you. The raw ingredients needed to make a human cost only 152,000. But if
Only.
that's out of budget, you could just boil down a pig, because chemically you're pretty much the same, they're just slightly tastier. But
I'm
since
just a
you're
pig?
already fully assembled, the government officially values you at 14.2 million. And they're lowballing you, because if someone hypothetically harvested all your organs, they could
Okay.
make 45 million. You're pretty expensive. But to
I know a
find the
new
most
career path.
expensive thing ever, we
know
need to
what we're
look
doing,
at
boys.
much costlier items, with the next being a well-known painting that became famous
Don't
for
tell me
all
it's
the
the Mona
wrong
Lisa.
reasons. It's 1503 in Italy. A
Oh, I'm
rich
getting a
silk
history
merchant
lesson
goes
now,
up to a
alright.
painter and says, "Could you make me a painting of my wife?" "Sure. Give me like 2 weeks."
2 weeks, 16 years.
Leonardo da Vinci never fully finished that painting, but he actually sold it right before he died to the King of France, and it stayed in the bedrooms of powerful guys until ending up at a museum, where no one cared. Until it got stolen, then found, then taken on a PR campaign, and now this 30-inch plank of wood smeared
huh?
with colored oil is valued at $1 billion. But
Dude,
nature's
no way.
greatest work
Wait,
of
that's
art
actually
was
the
found
soul.
by complete
That the soul?
accident.
That's actually
Sir
the
Thomas
soul.
Major Cullinan dug a hole in the ground and filled it with Africans to mine rocks for him. And in 1905,
Okay, that took a complete shift. We went from a painting in what was the first thing again? Oh yeah, human being to now multiple human beings in a quarry.
a diamond was found, and it happened to be the biggest
Oh,
diamond
never mind, just one
ever.
diamond.
Completely colorless, zero
What?
imperfections, the most chemically perfect rock produced by the planet. And the guy who found it was this guy, the mine's manager. He was just going for a stroll
Wait,
when he
what?
randomly saw it in the wall, and he got a nice check for it. Then the rock got cut up and shipped in a literal postal box to more white people.
I don't know about
The
you
total
guys, but
value
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not cutting it up. You see, if I ever find a diamond like that, I'm keeping it as one big thing. Oh,
of
again,
this
I'm selling
rock
it.
is estimated at $2 billion.
2 billion for a rock.
Making it the most expensive
A rock!
luxury item ever, thanks to its rarity and prestige. But the most expensive land
rock!
ever is something you would never
It's a shiny rock.
expect. France owned all this land in 1803,
Huh?
and the United States wanted a little piece of it. So they went over to France with
reacting-
$10
man, I'm
million
reacting to the most
and said, "Can we buy a little
expensive
piece of your
things.
land?"
$2 billion
France's
for a
leader and
rock.
conqueror of Europe, Napoleon,
A rock.
was like, "How about you pay me 15 million for the whole thing?"
What the fuck?
Yes? The Louisiana Purchase doubled the size of the United States at the cost of 4 cents per acre. This land today is worth thousands per acre, making it widely considered the single greatest land purchase in
That's
history.
just a good investment.
As long as
Also,
you
how
don't
you
ask
doing?
the
Long
people
time no see.
originally living there. But the Louisiana Purchase wasn't the
That's
most
good.
expensive in history. There was a piece of land that cost way more than the entire American Midwest, and it's this. This plot of land with a parking lot that cost $3 billion. Why did this parking lot cost more than a fifth of the United States?
Not too
Well,
bad,
back
not too
then,
bad.
the Louisiana
3 billion for a parking
Purchase
lot.
was a gamble on an
A
uncharted
parking
frontier.
lot.
This modern-day plot of land in the center of one of the most valuable financial districts on Earth, where the government artificially
fuck?
restricts the land supply,
People
was
have too much
just a
money.
much safer investment. Land is valued for its potential, but the houses we put on top of the land are somehow even more expensive.
You know what?
In
Yeah, go for it.
2019, a
up
finance
too
guy
much?
spent $240 million on a high-altitude hollow brick in New York City that he doesn't even live in. Actually, all of these buildings are half empty, because the rich people buying them are just treating them as investments. If they actually needed a place to stay, they would just do what the richest guy in India did and spend $2 billion erecting their own personal monument that has a dark secret This is Antilia, the
Wait,
most
what?
expensive private residence in the world, valued
Dude.
today at 4.6 billion. It has
Four-
a 168 car garage, 3 helipads, a snow room, and the entire thing was built on an orphanage. And
I barely even have a fucking wardrobe, and he has 162
if you're
per
wondering
cabbage.
where the orphans went, the house also has 600 servants. There are investments, there are status symbols, but the most expensive house ever is the hardest to truly value. Its purchase price? £21,000 in 1761. When King George III
Oh,
bought
it's just gonna be
Buckingham
an
House,
absurd
it
amount
was
of money,
just a
isn't
little
it?
shack for him to store his wife. But after a few hundred years of renovations and millions in state funding, it became a 775-room palace. Its value is estimated at 4.9 billion pounds, but this is just a guess based on its prime location and historical significance. To find something more valuable than any house, we just need to scale up to the most impressive and disastrous structures in the world. Mega projects.
Well,
The
yeah.
US interstate highway system is the most expensive mega project in history, costing an
No way, I'm sorry, but no way the Eiffel Tower is coming in on this. Ain't no way. No way. The pyramids, maybe.
inflation
Eiffel Tower,
adjusted
no.
634 billion. But it was worth it. For every $1 of that cost, it's returned $6 in economic output. This project had a clear problem, a clear plan, and a clear result. Pretty straightforward. In 2021, Saudi Arabia started building a 110-mile line-shaped city made out of Empire State Building tall glass mirrors. It was
crap,
supposed to
not much,
cost
man.
500 billion and be done by 2030, but
Jim,
now the date
over.
is maybe
Not
2080,
much.
and the cost is maybe
Last year I've been really busy, I've been
8.8
coming
trillion.
back and
The line will be
more
the
than
most
coming back.
expensive mega project ever
Went to
if
Africa,
it
that was
actually
nice.
gets built. If.
If
45 Mount Everests above all of this is the International Space Station, the most expensive single object ever built by humans. But its cost is the least impressive thing about it. See, legendary mega projects like the pyramids represent what one civilization could do.
What about you?
The ISS represents what every civilization together could do. It took hundreds of thousands of experts from all over the world to manufacture parts that fit together perfectly when assembled in an empty void that would kill a human in 90 seconds. This is the greatest masterpiece ever
Well, to
built
be
by
fair,
humans,
that's fair, but
and
we
it
did it
shows
in
what can be
space.
accomplished when the world comes together.
It's still
But
an
it's
insane
way more
price.
costly when the world comes apart. War.
Aye, sounds about
It's
right.
pretty expensive. The American Civil War cost so much that to fund it, the
Wait.
government had to invent paper money and the federal income tax.
Oh
God
wow.
damn it!
So taxes came from war. Fuck, man.
World War I cost so much that Germany was still paying it off until 2010.
Actually, yeah.
And World War II was the most expensive conflict in history. The full global
And it's
cost
not
of
close,
this war
is
has never been calculated, but it involved every major power devoting a majority of their entire economy to destruction.
It was,
By
dude,
the end of the
crazy.
war, 70 million were dead, a majority being civilians, and most of the involved countries
peace.
were in shambles. Military spending as a percentage of GDP has never come close to World War II levels since, and if it ever does, we probably won't be aware. War is pretty expensive.
Dude,
World
it's like
War
Fallout
II
4.
military spending was 25 trillion in today's dollars,
Holy
but the cost
shit.
of its destruction is unknown. All the
But to be
things
fair, how
in
do
this
you measure
video
about
have
level of
value for
destruction?
different reasons, but the most expensive thing ever is the most unusual.
What do you mean by that?
Every single particle has an antiparticle with an opposite charge. When they touch, they annihilate and release energy. A single gram of antimatter could release more energy than 3 Hiroshima bombs.
Oh wow.
Bananas. Every 75 minutes, an atom in a banana decays, producing one single particle of antimatter. But the particle is so small that if you had one banana for every human that has ever existed, you would have to wait 97 times the age of the universe to produce 1 gram of antimatter. But that still wouldn't
Holy
work
shit.
because the banana antimatter particles only exist for 125 picoseconds, which is 1 billionth of a blink. The only way to make a meaningful
as I
amount
just
of
blinked, that's
antimatter
it.
is by
Dead.
firing tiny particles at almost the speed of light into a metal rod, then catching the debris in a vacuum. There's currently only one facility that does this, and in its entire existence, it's made less than 10 billionths of a gram of antimatter, which would make enough energy to power a light bulb for 4 hours. Antimatter could be the most
Just that little energy, that little amount
efficient
though,
energy
for 4
source
hours.
ever, and studying it could answer questions about how the universe was formed. But it's so difficult to make that NASA estimates 1 gram would cost 62.5 trillion. But
Holy
if we
moly.
ever somehow manage to get a gram of antimatter, wouldn't the most expensive thing be whoever owns the antimatter? Which would probably be a country, maybe the United States, which is already
mean,
worth
yeah.
180 trillion. But then, the Earth is worth 5 quadrillion. And now that we're in
Okay,
space, there are
alright.
asteroids floating around with quintillions worth of gold and platinum. And the sun is made of gas worth 30 nillion.
Alright,
The
but we're not
universe is
counting that.
filled with an infinite amount of wealth, all of which we got for free.
So we're just making profit off of free things. Good to know. Yep, so it sounds about right. Just good to know. Profit off of free stuff. Well, that's some of the most expensive things. I guess it's horror game time now, boys. I guess we're straight into horror games now.